Okay guys, welcome back after that short advert break. Let us now take our information and put it into practice. Okay, so let's look at our first question. So question number 1, it's saying here that Wayne recently moved into his new house. In the rectangular backyard, the house has a lawn and a rectangular patio as shown in the diagram below. Okay, so there we can see is the backyard and there's the patio as well as the lawn. Then it says on the diagram, the length of the yard is 6 meters and the width of it is 4.5 centimeters. So what is the question we need to answer? It says here, use the scale of 1:150 to determine the perimeter in meters of Wayne's backyard. Right? Then it also indicates here that we can use the following formula, where we say perimeter equals 2 in bracket length plus your breadth. Okay, so looking at what is presented here, I will first start by writing down my formula. Okay, I'll do it here at the bottom. So we are saying perimeter of a rectangle equals to 2 times my length plus my breadth, right? Now, step number 2, I will substitute into that formula. So looking at it, the length, so I will keep the 2 here. The length is 6 centimeters. Plus your breadth here is 4.5 centimeters, right? So I will quickly simplify that. Remember, I keep the 2 here. So I'll then say 6 plus 4.5, and it's important for us to show all the steps here. That will give me 10.5 centimeters. Guys, are you still with me? Now I must take this and I multiply that by 2. So therefore, this will give me an answer of 21 centimeters. Guys, are we clear? But now remember, if I look at my question, it says use the scale of 1:150, right, to determine the perimeter in meters. So at this point in time, I have the perimeter of the backyard, but it's in centimeters, all right? So I still need to do 2 things. I must use the scale, and I must make sure that my backyard, the perimeter of it, is in meters. So therefore, from here, right, I'll take the 21 centimeters and I will multiply that by the scale of 1:150. So I multiply it by 150. So 21 times 150. So that will give me an answer of 3,150. Remember, now it's still in centimeters. Okay, now I will then go and say 3,150 centimeters. And I'll divide this answer by 100 because 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. So therefore, I'll divide it by 100. Okay, so 3,150 divided by 100. So that will give me an answer of 31.5 meters. Can you see? So this time around, your answer is in meters. All right, so let's quickly run through this again. I first calculated the perimeter of the backyard by substituting into the formula, right? I ended up with an answer of 21 centimeters. Thereafter, I've used the scale given here, right? So I took the 21 centimeters, I multiplied it by the scale of 150. So at this point in time, my answer was still in centimeters, 3,150 centimeters. Therefore, I converted from centimeters to meters. And how did I do that? By dividing by 100. Eventually, I ended up with an answer of 31.5 meters. Guys, I hope that's fine to all of you. Okay, let us look at another question. Question number 2. Here we are saying, Sipukazi and Mfundo is planning their wedding. Their guests are to sit at circular tables with a diameter of 180 centimeters, right? So our diameter, 180 centimeters. Each guest needs 70 centimeters around the circumference of the table. There are 18 tables at the venue. They are planning to invite 150 guests to their wedding. They claim that the 18 tables, right, are enough, right? Verify, showing all calculations whether the claim is valid or not. Okay, so that's quite a mouthful, but let's break it up. Okay, so here we are indicating that we can use the formula circumference equals 2 times pi times radius. Okay, like building a puzzle, we need to find the correct pieces and put them at the correct place. So step 1, there's my formula, right? Second step is I'm going to substitute into the formula. Now, looking at what my formula is presenting here, it wants us to use 2 multiply by, and I'm going to use the approximate value of pi, 3,142, multiply by my radius, right? So remember now, we indicated that there's a circular table, and the diameter of the circular table is 180 centimeters. So therefore, I need now the radius, so I need half of that, right? So 180 divided by 2, so that will give me 90. So I'll multiply that by 90 centimeters. Guys, are we still fine? So now I'm going to simplify by saying 2 times 3.142, multiply by my 90 centimeters, so that will give me a circumference, right? The total distance around this table basically of 565,56 centimeters. That is the circumference of the table, right? So now I will move on to my next part that says each guest needs 70 centimeters around the circumference of the table. So therefore, I'll take the circumference, yes, of the table, the 565,56 centimeters, and I divide it by the 70 centimeters, right? So I divide it by 70. So that will give me 8,079. I'll stop here. And that is the amount of people that can be seated around the table. So we are basically saying that one table can seat 8 guests. Right? That's what we are saying here. All right? But remember, there are 18 tables. So therefore, and I'll write here so that you can clearly see, I'll take my 8 guests and I'm going to place them, see, on the 18 tables. So 8 guests multiplied by the 18 available tables, right? So let's say 8 multiplied by 18. I'm doing this to see how many people will they be able to basically accommodate, right? So this will give me a total of 144 guests, or people to attend. So now we'll go back to my question. It says, they claim that 18 tables are enough. Let's read the question before that. They are planning to invite 150 guests to their wedding, right? Now we just established that they can only accommodate 144 people, right? So now we have to conclude. And remember, we conclude based on our calculation. So therefore, I can conclude by saying the statement is not valid. Not valid. Why? Because they can only host 144 guests and not the 150 guests as they originally planned. Guys, I hope that's clear to all of you. Okay, let us take a quick advert break. After the break, we continue with our lesson. See you after the break.